श्री स्वामीनारायण भगवाननी
जय।
अक्षर पुरुषोत्तम महाराजनी
जय।
गुणातीतानंद स्वामी महाराजनी
जय।
भगत जी महाराजनी
जय।
शास्त्री जी महाराजनी
जय।
योगी जी महाराजनी
जय।
प्रमुख स्वामी महाराजनी
जय।
महंत स्वामी महाराजनी
जय।
प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज शताब्दी महोत्सवनी
जय।
अक्षरधाम महोत्सवनी
जय।
So Parambhai, last week I had an idea of writing a short story about a hero, but I don't know what qualities to give him. I have one in mind, but I want to know what you think.
Let's see. He's definitely going to need some courage. And probably some strength too. Now, if you give him muscles like mine, he definitely won't have a problem with that last part.
No. First of all, if I gave him muscles like yours, he'd lose every time. But I feel like there is something missing that would really make this hero complete.
Maybe a superpower then. I know if I had super speed, I would go to India every single day to have Swami Shi's darshan.
That would be pretty awesome. But that's not what I had in mind. Aha, I got it. I think I figured it out. But before I tell everyone, let's see if the Balaks and Balikas at home know what I'm talking about. No, it's not the ability to read minds.
Well, I wish I had that ability right now, because honestly, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, man.
Let me give you a hint. This trait gives all heroes the ability to serve others and to do good. Does that help? Okay, I can't wait any longer. I'm just gonna tell you. Dasbhav. Dasbhav is the trait that would be perfect, not just for my hero, but for everyone.
Dasbhav? Come on. There is no way that that's the reason that your hero becomes great.
Well, think about it this way. If heroes didn't like to help others, would they even be a hero? Probably not. At least not the best type of hero. I also thought about it this way. Our heroes and protectors, Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Mahant Swami Maharaj, have made it clear that Dasbhav is very important to them. And we know for a fact that they are the best heroes in the entire world.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Who needs big muscles when you can have this quality that helps us get closer and closer to Akshardham?
Exactly. So, as we start off our Sabha today, let's try and think about more ways this quality is so important.
All right then, everyone. Let's get ready in the Adarsh position with our hands folded and our back straight. 3, 2, 1. Adarsh.
You know what my favorite part about Dasbhav is? It's one of the best ways to make our Guru Raji.
That's so true. But I've been wondering, how can I practice becoming a Das daily?
That's a great question. And you're not alone. Balaks and Balikas all over the nation have had similar questions. Let's take a look at a few of them. The first question, why is Dasbhav important? Another question we received is, how can I practice Dasbhav every day? With those thoughtful questions, we can get some detailed answers. Let's make sure we have our paper and pencil ready. We've got some great activities coming up.
Today, we're here at the Southeast Region's Shikharbad Mandir. And to help us understand more about Dasbhav, we have with us Pujya Yagnanand Swami. Pujya Yagnanand Swami grew up in Miami, Florida, and graduated from Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia, with degrees in journalism and philosophy. He took Diksha in 2013 and is currently serving in youth activities in the Southeast region. So let's get ready, Balaks and Balikas. Today's presentation is going to be a fun one.
Shri Swami Narayan Bhagavanani Jai, Akshar Purushottam Maharajani Jai, Gunatitanand Swami Maharajani Jai, Bhagat Ji Maharajani Jai, Shastri Ji Maharajani Jai, Yogi Ji Maharajani Jai. Guru Hari Pramukh Swami Maharajani Jai. Guru Hari Mahant Swami Maharajani Jai. Pramukh Sai Maharaj Shatabdi Mahotsavni Jai. Akshardham Mahotsavni Jai. I want to start off today by asking a very simple question. Now, I know it's Sunday and we don't want to be thinking of too much homework or anything, but trust me, very, very simple. Are you guys ready? Drum roll, please. The question is, who are you? Quite simple, isn't that? 3 simple words. Who are you? Now, you might be wondering, I'm many different things. So, let me give you a few options, and trust me, it's not a trick question. Are you a balak or balika? Are you a son or daughter? Are you a student? Are you a friend? Now, let me give you a few seconds for you to think about it. Now, you might be thinking, I'm all of these things. And you're correct. You are all of those things. But actually, there's something much deeper about all of us. Anybody know? How about we look at a short story to find out? There once was a boy who had an apple tree in his backyard. And that apple tree had a very nice name to it. It was known as a giving tree because that tree loved to give and give and give. And it loved to help as much as it could. Every day the tree would eagerly wait for the boy and think, what are different ways in which I can make the boy happy? How can I serve the boy? And in making the boy happy, the tree was also happy, seeing the boy having fun and playing. For example, the boy would take leaves from the tree and he would make a crown. He would get apples from the tree and he enjoyed eating them. He would swing on the branches and he would have a lot of fun. In this way, the tree would always be so happy. As the boy got older, he found different uses for the tree. But slowly, unfortunately, the boy would spend less and less time with the tree. But the tree would always be ready to serve the boy and find different ways that it could help. When the boy needed money, the tree said, here, take my apples and sell those apples to make some money. When the boy needed a warm place for his family, the tree said, take my branches and make a home for your family. When the boy just wanted to leave and go somewhere far away, the tree said, here, take my trunk and make a boat. Now, that big tree was just a small little stump. And unfortunately, the tree wanted to help the boy more, but it didn't know what it could do, just being a small little stump. By now, the boy was also an old man, and all he wanted to do was have a place where he could rest. And so in the end, the old man sat on the stump, and again, the tree continued to be happy. So based off of this story, does anybody know who we are? Now don't worry, because this same exact question was asked to our Guru Mansai Maharaj, and he has given us the answer. On October 2nd, 2016, students at the hostel in Nadiad, India asked Mansai Maharaj a simple question. They asked Swami Shri, that Swami, who are you? And they gave the mic to Mansai Maharaj. Now, before we look at what Mansai Maharaj said, can anyone guess what Swami Shri said? I'll give you guys a hint. On the screen, you'll see there's a 3-word phrase. So there's a blank that represents each word. And in total, there's 8 letters. Can anyone guess what those right letters are? Yes, correct. I hear an A. There's an A. T, sorry, no T. W? Not quite. No W. S? Yes, very good. There's an S. Now, there's only 3 more letters to go. I'm sure we can get this right. D? Very good. There's a D. L? Sorry, not an L. One last chance. Who can guess the last letter? 1 letter left. N? Very good. There is an N. So what does it spell? It spells das na das. When Mahan Sarmaraj was given the mic, instantly Mahan Sarmaraj said, Das na das. Now, Mahan Sarmaraj has said this on many different occasions. On April 11th, 2017, Mahan Sarmaraj was in Africa. He was in Kenya. In the morning, all by himself, Mahan Sarmaraj said, the Das of all is me, Keshav Jivan Das. Hearing this, everybody was amazed. Sevak Sant Muni Chintan Swami said, Swami Shri, you're everyone's guru. At that time, Mahan Sarmaraj said, there's immense joy in Daspanu, meaning to be a Das na Das. So truly, if our guru is a Das na Das, then each of us, we're also a Das na Das, meaning we're a servant of a servant. Now, when we might hear this, we might think, I don't want to be a servant. But as Mahan Sarmaraj said, there's immense joy in being a Das. And as we saw from the story of the giving tree, the tree kept giving and giving and giving, and it kept helping. So in a way, the tree was also a Das na Das. And as we heard from the story, the tree was also happy. It was happy to help. It was happy to serve. So in being a Das na Das, we will also be happy. Now raise your hand if you want to be happy. Very good. All of us do. We all want to be happy. Now, do you want to be happy or really, really happy? Really, really happy or really, really, really happy? Exactly. We all want to be as happy as we can be. And the answer to that is to be a Das na Das. As Swami Shri's Bardaks and Badikas, we know our main goal in life is to make Swami Shri Raji. And so one of the most important ways to make our Guru Raji is by being a Das na Das. Mahan Sarmaraj, in almost every single one of his pravachans, his speeches, he talks about the importance of being a Das. So the question might be, what does it mean to be a Das? As I said earlier, it means to be a servant of a servant. It basically means to be humble. And in today's Sabha, we're going to see 3 different ways in which we can be a Das na Das. Number 1, we should pagalag each other with the mahima. Number 2, we should do seva. We should serve and help each other. And number 3, we should look at the good inside all of us. So let's look at the first one. What's the first thing we do when we go to the mandir and we see our fellow Hari Bhaktos or Bardaks or Badikas? Or really, whenever we see them, what do? Who knows the answer? Raise your hand high. Wow, all of you guys know the answer. That's excellent. So how about all of you guys together say the answer? Exactly. We pagalag them. Now, this is something almost all of us do because we're all Adarsh Bardaks and Badikas, so that's excellent. But there's something a little bit deeper than just simply pagalaging each other. We have to pagalag each other with mahima. Why? Because inside all of us is Shriji Maharaj and Mahan Sai Maharaj. For the perfect example, we don't have to look any further than our Guru Mahan Sai Maharaj. Swami Shri is Akshar Brahm. He's the president of our sansa. He is the Guru. He doesn't need to bow down to anybody. Yet, Swami Shri still bows down while remembering everyone's immense greatness that Bhagwan is in everyone. Let's watch a video to see just how much of a Das na Das our Guru is. So just like our Guru, let's make sure we pagalag our fellow Hari Bhakto, our fellow Bardaks and Badikas whenever we see them. And right now, all of us are at home. So we should do Panchang Pranam to our parents and to our fellow family members while remembering their mahima. But can anybody remind me what each other's mahima is? Because unfortunately, I have a really bad memory. Correct. Very good. Shriji Maharaj and Mahant Sai Maharaj are in all of us. And so we should remember that every time we bagalag each other. So that brings us to our second point, which is to help others out. Basically, doing seva. A true das na das is ready to do seva every chance that he or she gets. Now, what kind of seva can we do at the mandir? I'm sure all of us do some sort of seva already whenever we're at mandir. For example, we pick up trash whenever we see it on the ground. That's very good. Or if we see our sabha room is untidy, there's a lot of toys or something on the ground, we pick it up and we clean that. Or we serve water to our fellow Hari Bhaktas, our fellow Bardaks and Badikas when they're eating. Or maybe there's a room that's empty, but the light is on, so we turn it off. These are just some of the many ways that we do seva at mandir. Of course, right now, we're not able to come to the mandir because of the virus. We're all at home. But as we know, our home is also a mandir. We all had that shibir, my mandir, my home. And it also goes the other way. My home is also a mandir. So we can continue to do seva even while we're at home. So what kind of seva can we do while we're at home? It's a very good question. How about we play a game to find out? I'm sure all of you guys right now at home, you're taking notes while you're listening to this sabha, which is excellent because all of you guys are adarsh. So in your notebooks, I want you guys to write down as many things that you guys can think of that you can do to do seva at home. And I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. Write down as many things as you can think of. The person within your family that writes the most amount of things that are correct in 1 minute, that person wins. Are you guys ready? Your time starts now. Time's up. So what are some of the things that we can do? What are some of the things that you guys wrote down? Let's find out. We can clean our rooms while we're at home. We can rinse our dishes after we're done eating. Maybe we had some fun and we were playing around and the toys or whatever we were playing with is still on the ground. We can pick it up and put it in its right place. We can help vacuum. We can make our bed in the morning after we wake up. These are just some of the many things that we can do. And in keeping our homes clean, we are keeping Mahant Sai Maharaj's mandir clean because our home is a mandir. Now that takes us to our very last point of being a das, seeing the good inside all of us. There's so many great qualities that all of us have. Pramukh Sai Maharaj and Mahant Sai Maharaj have said on numerous occasions that Bhagwan is in all of us. So that makes all of us divya. We're divine. So instead of thinking of the negative things about us, we should only see the good. So how about we do one final activity before we end today's sabha? In our notebooks, I want you guys to write down one good quality of a fellow Balak or Balika or a family member. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds and write something down. And let's make sure that it's meaningful. So let me give you an example. Maybe we write that Aksharbha is an Adarsh Barak because every chance he gets to do seva, he does to make Mansar Maharaj Raji. So go ahead and write down your gun now. So today we talked about the importance of being a das na das. To be a das na das means that we should bagalag each other with mahima. To be a das na das means that we should do seva. We should help each other out and serve each other. To be a das na das means that we should only see the good inside all of us. Being a das na das is so important that even our Guru Mahan Sai Maharaj constantly says that he's a das na das. So let me ask you one last question before we end today's sabha. How many of us would love to give Mansur Maharaj a hug? Now, not just any type of a hug, but a big hug. And a hug that's not just 1 second or 2 seconds, but a hug in which Swamiji just holds on. Exactly. All of us would love this opportunity. Well, if we're a true das na das, then Mahan Sai Maharaj has said that Nokand Verni will give us a big hug, and a hug that he will hold on to. And of course, today, we have Nokand Verni in the form of our Guru, Mahan Sai Maharaj. So let's constantly hug Mahan Sai Maharaj and be a das na das. Shri Swaminarayan Bhagwan ni Jai.
You were right, Sharad Bhai. Das Bhav is definitely a great quality to have. I see why you would want to include it in your story. Pujya Yagnanand Swami did a great job explaining how and why Das Bhav is important. And he also taught us how we can all develop this amazing quality too.
Yeah, I'm also thinking another great way to develop Das Bhav is to learn from one another. What do you think?
I couldn't agree more, Sharad Bhai. By looking at one another, we can all draw inspiration from each other.
Well then, I've got the perfect thing. Let's watch a video of a Balak reflecting on prasangs of Bapa's Das Bhav while thinking about how we can practice it in our own lives.
Each morning after puja, I go to Pagilag my mom and dad. But back in 2017 is when I truly understood why Pagilaging one other is important, especially with Mahima. On September 3rd, in Robbinsville, New Jersey, Swami Shri was walking onto the stage to take his seat. Facing the stage, on the left side stood a pillar with Muktanand Swami, and on the right, a pillar of Nishkuranand Swami. As he was walking by Muktanand Swami's pillar, Swami Shri stood in front of the pillar holding his hands. But to Swami Shri's surprise, the pillar came to life. It was a Barak standing still, holding a heart to offer to Swami Shri. Swami Shri, with a beautiful smile, humbly accepted the heart while folding his hands. But, like I had said before, we all saw something that no one would have thought about. Swami Shri gently touched the feet of the Barak just as Muktanand Swami. Even at the end of the sabha, when the Baraks dressed as Paramhansas came to Pagilag Swami Shri, he once again Pagilagged them. Can you imagine Swami Shri touching your feet? For Swami Shri, when he Pagilagged the two Baraks, he saw Muktanand Swami and Nishkuranand Swami through them and understood them to be Paramhansas. And regularly, Swami Shri sees all of us as Marghanshyam. Regardless of where we're from or who we are, Swami Shri looks at us with such mahima. In fact, Swami Shri only sees the good in everyone and everything. If that isn't what true Das Bhav is, then I don't know what is. Each day, I do my absolute best to remember this prasang. My parents do everything for me. And for me to Pagilag them reminds me how grateful and lucky I am. Pagilagging them is a reminder for me to see the good in everyone. When I Pagilag them, I even imagine Pagilagging Mahan Sai Maharaj himself because I always want to be grateful to him. It's important we Pagilag our parents and family members in the house every day after our pujas. When we all remember a prasang like this, we understand why we all need this quality of Das Bhav. When we practice a prasang like this, then each time we can Pagilag others with mahima and see the good in them. And the best reason to do this all, you might ask, it's our Guru's Rajipo, the same Guru who sees all of us as divine and sees all of us as his children. Jai Swaminarayan.
Let's try and write at least 2 ways that we can be a das at home. Wow, Parambhai, it gives me the chills to even imagine what being a part of that prasang would have been like. Swami Shri's prasangs, even ones I've already heard, are always jaw-dropping.
Yeah, and it's really great to hear about how Balaks and Balikas are giving so much thought into these prasangs. By doing so, each part of their lives are being improved more and more each day. They are doing so much to make Swami Shri Raji.
Exactly. When we look at Swami Shri's life in detail and think more and more about him every day, we become the ideal Balaks and Balikas Swami Shri wants us to be.
Today, we learn that every hero needs the right qualities in life. And the more we look to our perfect example, Puja Mahant Swami Maharaj, the more we can strengthen those qualities. From Puja Yagnan Swami's presentation, it's clear that Das Bhav is the way to go for everyone and anyone.
I agree. We've all probably heard the quote, "Not all heroes wear capes." You don't have to have a flashy costume or superhuman strength to be considered a hero. Qualities like Das Bhav make us an Adarsh Balak and Balika, one who is ready to please Maharaj and Swami at every step of the way.
Sadly, we've arrived at the end of our sabha. Until next time, Aap Saune Jai Swaminarayan.
Swami Narayana Mandiram Mandiram Oh Mandiram 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 Swami Narayana Mandiram Mandiram Subhagam Sukhadam Lalitam Madhuram Shashvat Sukh Shanti Pradayakam Subhagam Sukhadam Lalitam Madhuram Shashvat Sukh Shanti Pradayakam